Have you ever forced yourself to go to something even though you didn't want to at all? It could be something as simple as a dinner on Friday night with some friends or helping someone you don't know all that well move. I've done and gone to so many events in my life that I had no interest in, it drives me insane. The reason why I did so many things that I didn't want to do wasn't because someone was putting a gun to my head, but it was because I didn't want to be lonely. I didn't want to be left out of the next hangout just because today I didn't feel like going this time. I didn't want to be seen as the killjoy just because I had something important to do that day, or simply didn't want to be around one of the people who would be going out with the group that night. I'd always just grit my teeth, smile, and say that I would be there. Any event, I would be there. You wanted to get drunk tonight, but I didn't? I would go anyways and get fucked up to fit in. I thought that this would make people love me more. I thought giving up my free will to other people would make them happy and want to see me more. But something I realized recently is that not very many people care about you or truly think about you when you aren't around. You owe nobody anything. You do not owe a quote unquote friend your precious time in this world to do something that you have no desire to do. People will not love you more for being there at every single outing. Real friends would not be happy with you if they found out that you pushed out something that was important to you just to go do something with them that you didn't even want to do. There's nothing wrong with being alone. Life is about a lot more than just an amalgamation of worthless interactions that you don't hold dear. Why should you force yourself to bend over backwards for people who don't even think about you? Why should you be the one doing all this extra shit for people who only invite you to stuff to fill up a missing slot or to appease another friend? Why are you forcing yourself so much to do things with these people who don't even respect you enough to let you have your time to yourself? Why do you not respect yourself enough to realize that your time is yours alone and not anyone else's? No one owns your time, especially not some associate who wants you to go do some shit with them just so they don't feel lonely when they go out. The reason why you force yourself to go through so much bullshit for people who you don't care about is because you are afraid of being lonely. You're scared of what the darkness holds for you when the candlelight that are your associates and friends fades away. You're afraid of being completely alone with no one there because in your mind, being surrounded by fake friends sounds like a way better life than being alone with your thoughts and your past sins. You're afraid of what you will see and hear when you are alone with your mind. That's why you throw around the word friend so much. How many of these supposed friends would you actually call your brother? How many of them would drop whatever they're doing to help you out of a tough spot? How many of them would you genuinely do the same for? How many of them do you know would throw you under the bus the second that they knew they could gain something from it? You surround yourself with these people who you call your friends, who you know deep down you do not care for them and they do not care for you. Maybe you guys work together or have a friend in common or are addicts to the same drugs and like taking them together. If you aren't careful, before you know it, you will have dedicated your whole life to interactions with people you do not care about simply because you are afraid to be alone for once. There is nothing wrong with being alone and away from bad influences or simply associates that you do not care for. There's nothing wrong with trying to make yourself the best version of you that you can be and cutting off the rest of the world while you do it. Because in the end, these people most likely do not have your best interests at heart. They may laugh at your dreams or treat you with indifference. All of your true friends, no, brothers, will respect your decisions to make more out of yourself and start putting yourself first in your life. It will be scary in the beginning when you start to cut people who have no place in your life out. You may be like me and think that you have dozens of friends when in reality, I only have 3 or 4 true brothers in my life that I know would support any decision that I made. You may think that it is a super serious endeavor, but it really isn't. And I think that in and of itself is an incredibly depressing but important realization. For example, you will send a text in a group chat saying goodbye in a respectful way to people, then leave it before anyone can respond because in your head, people should be going crazy right now trying to keep you in their life. Just like how you think you would, right? They need you in their life, right? Out of the 10 people there, maybe 2 will reach out to you once you leave. And even then, they most likely won't text you again after a couple days. You may have known these people for years, and in that first week without them, you may feel betrayed, angry even. How could they just let me go so easily when we have been together for so long? This can't be all that our friendship meant to these people. Why won't anyone reach out? You'll begin to realize that you truly didn't mean all that much to many people. You thought you did, but you really didn't. All that extra effort you made to make yourself stand out as a great friend just fell on deaf ears and blind eyes. Very few people will recognize the effort you put into the relationship, and even fewer will cherish all that you did for them. And that's okay. Everything has a silver lining. With the realization that most people who you know aren't your friends comes the beautiful realization that you're the only person that you should be concerned with. You no longer have to put your desires on the back burner for your friends to be able to uplift them so they can achieve their dreams. You realize that your dreams are yours and yours alone to achieve. You broke the chains that make you a slave and have just discovered a whole new world of opportunity. You now know who truly is your friend, and you will cherish them. You will no longer waste your life away doing things with people who you don't care about. You'll feel like you just took a humongous boulder off your back now that you are no longer trying to hold all of these people together who use you for nothing more than an emotional cum rag. And for once, you will be alone with your thoughts, with your mistakes, and with your dreams. Everything will flow all at once, you remembering all that shit that you tried to hide away by keeping your mind busy with worthless people and worthless activities. And you will work at it. You will slowly fight each of these issues so you can get the closure that you need. You apologize to the people you need to apologize to. Of course, without expecting anything, even forgiveness in return. You make your peace with decisions you made that you can no longer change and stop holding yourself back as punishment. You finally try to forgive others for the wrongs that they have committed unto you. You can only truly make peace with yourself once you get rid of all the distractions around you that you use to drown out your mistakes. The only way to truly have peace is to be alone. To get rid of every single distraction and only keep the core, fundamental people around you who you would call your family and brothers. Then, and only then, can you truly face your demons and who you are. And from there, you will burn all of your demons and rise from the ashes a superior man, a kinder man, and a more understanding man. Remember that when you are going through this, that you will be alone, not lonely. Being lonely is having sadness because you do not have friends or people around you, but you will have people. You just trim the fat. You will not be lonely. You'll have whatever is left of your friends and family. If you ever find yourself in a tough spot, talk to your mother or one of your brothers. You'll be alone by choice. You will not be sad at your lack of fake friends. You will finally be alone with your thoughts and your most loved people. You will be alone, not lonely.